All right, last night I was watching True Geordie's post-fight video to Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou, and he touched on some absolutely great points in it. Now, True Geordie is fair to say has a bit of beef with Tyson Fury, right? For those who don't know, around about this time last year, it would have been roughly around about this time last year, True Geordie actually interviewed Tyson Fury on his YouTube channel, and it was an interview where True Geordie, it was a very good interview. True Geordie was respectful. He asked Fury questions that other journalists were not asking. It was around about the time he announced the Chisora fight. He was basically, he was respectful throughout, but when Fury was contradicting himself, he was pointing that out. So when he was saying, well, you're saying it's about legacy, but you're not fighting your contenders, you're fighting Chisora, and you're putting it on pay-per-view, does that not kind of counteract what you're saying? He was very respectful throughout. He wasn't confrontational. He wasn't aggressive in how he was questioning Tyson Fury. It was a very good interview. And Fury threw his toys out at the pram. He had a temper tantrum at the end where he basically said, I'm paraphrasing, you're crap. You're never going to get an interview off me again, etc., etc. Now, for True Geordie, I'm sure he could care. Well, I know he doesn't care. He didn't care. Because, for him, Tyson Fury, it's just an interview. He makes videos on other genres, football, MMA. We had David Icke recently on his channel. So he does a lot of other things outside boxing. So for him to lose access to a Tyson Fury, and I would imagine off the back of that, probably lose access to Frank Warren, etc., other people around there, probably the Billy Joes of the world. Not that he'd want to interview him, but you know what I mean. You probably lose access to some of those guys. Now, he could, as I said, care less because boxing is not his primary sport. But it's one of the reasons as to why you don't see the really difficult questions. And he wasn't even asking Fury difficult questions. He was just asking Fury the questions that people wanted asked. It wasn't like he was really going in and trying to, really get at Tyson Fury. He wasn't doing that. But Fury threw his toys out of the pram. And as I said, the reason why you don't see other people, the IFLs, the boxing socials do it, is not because they're afraid of upsetting the boxer and him being a bit confrontational with them and, maybe getting into a shouting match. I would imagine none of them are afraid of that. What they are afraid of is having their media credentials stopped. Oh, best believe they are afraid of that. Because if you look at a channel that I enjoy very much, Boxing King Media, it's a great channel, they have just over 600,000 subscribers. Now, I think it was Sunday evening, their interview with Fury post Ngannou fight was nearly at 1 million views. It had something like 900,000 views. Crazy amount of views. And that's just for one interview with Tyson Fury. You take into consideration the interviews with Warren, the interviews with John, Shane, Francis Ngannou himself, etc. You take into consideration all the interviews they got from being present at that event, right? It probably, and I kid you not, with the ad revenue they probably got, and sponsorships, they probably would have made more just doing that one event than the average working class Brit would make in a year. More than likely. I would imagine just based upon the amount of views. They got probably a couple of million views if you factor in all the interviews, right? Now imagine their media passes are rescinded and they are not able to attend that show, right? Just think of the amount of money, the amount of income they would be losing by not having access to that show. And someone could say, well, they could attend a small show and you probably lose money attending them. No, they're great to attend. They're fun to attend. But it's night and day. You probably lose money. Even losing access to a Queensbury show like the one coming up in Manchester in November in a couple of weeks, even that would pay them a decent amount of money. If you lose access, I mean, it's a big problem. A big problem. Especially considering the fact that they are one of the few interviewing channels who are still doing quite well. Other ones you see, Boxing Social, the views are plummeting. So you lose access to that. I mean, you're up, what creek without a paddle. So I can see why they don't, and True Geordie can. He's in a lucky position. But when I was looking at his post-fight, oh boy did he go in on Tyson Fury. And it's funny, right? The Fury sycophants who are now coming out of the woodwork saying, why is everyone going so harsh on Tyson Fury, blah, 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 right? Well, I will play you an excerpt from True Geordie's post-fight. And I'm going to just talk a little bit about what he's saying and explain why people are going in on Tyson Fury following that performance against Francis Ngannou. And it's not just the performance, it's everything. Have a listen to True Geordie. And by the way, before I say, actually, I got permission off him to use this, so don't be saying, oh, you're taking... No. He gave me permission. I asked him. He gave me permission. Shout out to him. Have a listen.
He took on a debut boxer for an easy payday, and you got made an absolute mug out of, Tyson Fury. You put the phone down on me. I never want to have an interview with you again. I don't want an interview. A bum like you. You can't even beat a guy on day one. Bullied. Tyson Fury. All of that chat about big Tyson thinking he's this big man, looking down on everyone else around him. When you kick people on the way up, we're going to remember when you fall. And that's what today is all about. It's the fucking humbling of the Gypsy King. And it's the sweetest one, man. Because this guy has been such a prick for too long now. And to get embarrassed by a guy who's never had a boxing match before. You're a gypsy clown. You're not a gypsy king. Tyson Fury, he let down boxing. You're supposed to be this great heavyweight champion. You've compared yourself to Muhammad Ali. Never say that man's name again. You will let down boxing. You've let down the Fury name. Oh, Big John has been calling this man a Greek god for how long? Just on the Usyk fight before I leave, let's remember what Tyson Fury said about if Usyk wanted to push the date back. This was when someone said that Usyk might be not able to make the date of December 23rd. Only 7 weeks away. Not great after an arse kicking.
Usyk has to fight me in December. He doesn't have a choice. He signed a contract, so if he doesn't, he's breached contract and he gets sued.
Well then, I guess that means you'll be taking the fight, Tyson. No excuses. We'll look forward to seeing you December 23rd against Usyk. Something tells me the big dosser might change his mind.
Right, so that's what True Geordie had to say on Tyson Fury. And, you know, I've obviously taken little snippets of it. It wasn't in that order. Obviously, it was a 14 or so minute long video he did, and I took little snippets there. But he's spot on. You know, Fury hasn't just, you know, and True Geordie, I get it, you know, Fury and him, he definitely doesn't like Tyson Fury. But the boxing fans, Fury has taken them for fools over the last, 8-9 months. He has taken them for fools. So when his fans are saying people are being too harsh, no, he took the whole boxing community for fools, right? He gave everybody false hope back earlier this year that we'd get this fight. You know, making these videos saying you have to accept this, and Usyk accepting these terms and him moving the goalposts. And here's the thing, when his own trainer, Sugar Hill Stewart, came to the UK to say, basically, I'm here to train Lawrence Okolie, I'm not here to train Tyson Fury, which basically proved that Fury had no intention of ever going through with Alexander Usyk, right? That is just taking the boxing fans for mugs, getting their hopes up that, yeah, this fight could actually happen, right? When he goes around and he says, well, no one in the division wants to fight him, so I have to go and face Francis Ngannou. Again, you're taking the boxing fans for mugs, right? Because there was a list of fighters, Martin Bakole, Frank Sanchez, Arslanbek Makhmudov, etc., 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 who were out there calling your name and saying that they were ready to take a fight at a moment's notice. No, and again, George already mentioned comparing himself to Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali fought everyone in the 60s and in the 70s. Even when he was past his best, he fought everybody. He left no stone unturned. If the best available opponent wasn't there, he looked and he fought the next available. He fought the Foremans, the Fraziers, the Lyles, the Listons, etc., etc., etc. Tyson Fury has had 6 world title fights, 3 of them against the same guy, and yet he compares himself. No. So he's right what he says when he says, don't mention Muhammad Ali again. And Muhammad Ali, when he fought Antonio Aoki in that exhibition, and that was an exhibition, this is on his record, by the way, right? They were allowed to use kicks, and it was at the end of Muhammad Ali's career when he'd already did everything he needed to do. And lastly, he's talking there about Tyson Fury plays the recording of Fury saying that Usyk, he can't, you know, say whatever. He has to go ahead with this fight on December the 23rd. And as I said, that's a two-way street. If Usyk is liable to get sued, Tyson Fury himself is also. So Usyk is talking about, he's even made videos saying December 23rd, onus is on Fury now. You know, Usyk fulfilled his mandatory obligation against Daniel Dubois. WBA rule, doesn't need to give him a rematch. He's locked in for December 23rd. If Fury ducks this fight again, oh boy. We already put a lot of pressure on him over the last few months, and I think that's one of the reasons why this fight is signed. If he ducks out of this fight again, you thought it was bad in April and March, it is going to be next level in terms of going in on Tyson Fury. And again, I got a big True Geordie up because what he was saying in those little snippets I took, there's nothing you could say that's not true. He's speaking absolute fact there. And he's also mentioned the fact that it embarrassed boxing. It did embarrass boxing. Tyson Fury went in there with a guy in his pro debut who not only, people say Fury was ring rust. Francis Ngannou's never been in the ring. He's been out of the octagon for nearly 2 years. Right? He's 37 years old. He's the older man. And he was able to go in there and do that performance. Made Fury look terrified in there because he was going up there against someone who we couldn't bully, like a Deontay Wilder, who was naturally big and strong and was way stronger than Fury. I mean, it was man against boy in there in terms of physical strength. So True Geordie, I got to big him up. And again, the Fury fanboys saying, oh, well, you're all being too harsh on Tyson Fury. No, we're not. If anything, we're probably being a bit too lax. In fact, True Geordie is probably the one who has probably hit the sweet spot. And the Fury fans over the last few months, and a lot of them have gone quiet. The guys coming out and saying, oh, me and others, Hatman, Outmatch, people like that say, oh, use their dish, use their that, blah, 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 stuff like that. And then they're saying, well, go easy on them. Well, it don't work like that. You dish it out, you got to be able to take it. That's what I got to say on that. That was a great piece by True Geordie. This is my thought. That's my thoughts on it, I should say. Let me know yours in the comments section below. If you watch True Geordie's video, let me know what you think in the comments section below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I suspect the vast majority, something tells me they're going to agree. I know I do. Let me know your thoughts. I'll leave it there, people. I hope you enjoyed the video. Tomorrow, we will try and do midweek report. Normal service will be resumed. We can only talk about this for so long. We'll probably leave it off here for the time being. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Any movement on the undisputed fight, Usyk Fury, of course, we'll be talking about it here. Also, I want to shout out to everybody. Lads, this time last week, we had just over 13,350 thereabouts, right? Today, Tuesday the 31st of October, right? We have 13,901. We're less than 100 off 14k. That little target I had of 15k by the end of the year, bear in mind, I only hit 10k around about February time, right? We are actually on course to hit it. We're actually on course to hit 15k by the end of the year, and hopefully early next year, or mid part of next year, 20k. Honest, like the last few days, I'm going off on a bit of a direction here with this, but it's the last few seconds, so you let me away with it if you got this far, all right? It has been absolutely phenomenal. Oh my God. I have to big everyone up. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the comments, everything. It's been incredible seeing the growth. I hope it continues. I really do. Started the year just over 9,000 subscribers. We could be ending at 15,000 plus. That's crazy. That is crazy. And honestly, shout out, thank you to everyone. It's been an amazing last couple of weeks on here. Honestly, I cannot stress it enough. Thank you to everyone who's locked in. Thank you to people like Ade who've helped me out every step of the way. Shout out to True Geordie as well. We're on DM terms now. Shout out to everyone. I'll leave it there. Smash the old like button on the way in or on the way out if you got this far. Peace.